Miami.
That was quiet 30.
Was it quiet?
Yeah, it was quiet.
It means I'm doing my job.
You are special. How easy has the transition been for you? Coming in to the All-Star game, to being the leader, to run this process.
I am. It's an uncomfortable process because it's unfamiliar for me. Living in New Orleans, I have to use the GPS everywhere. It's an adjustment. Being away from my family is probably the hardest part. Away from my wife and my six-week-old baby. Other than that, basketball is basketball. You compete, you play hard. For me, leadership is just about leading by example. It's about figuring your teammates out, figuring out what they like, what they don't like, figuring out, their why. I think that's very important. Historically, I don't want to come out here and yelling at people or being over vocal because they don't really know me. Have a chance to really be around me to see what I'm about. So I try to lead by example first, and when I see things that I think should be addressed, I address it. When I see areas that I can improve or we can improve, I address it. But I think having played in every position, from DMPs to a starter, I have a great appreciation for every role, and I tell them, hold me accountable, I'll hold you accountable, and we'll keep moving from there.
This is President, you and B.I. were able to get together as a tandem. What we all able to do out there to make that happen, playing off of each other.
Yeah, I thought we played off of each other well. He was aggressive. He got 11 free throw attempts. I ended up getting 11 free throw attempts. I'd like to make a few more. But I just thought he played a complete game. He got to the basket. He made the right plays when he threw two at him. He had one turnover. He got to his midi, and he did what he wanted out there tonight. And I think going forward, I told him, you got to be who you are. Embrace your greatness, embrace your skill set and what you have to offer, and show it every night.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Coach was saying that you had a recent dinner with you and BI, and that was kind of good at figuring that, just not clearing the air, but talking about the things. Tell us a little bit about that and what was good about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into detail, but I think when you have a good relationship with somebody off the court, it's easier to communicate effectively to them on the court. It's easier to hold each other accountable, and you start to really, gain that chemistry. You got to really mess with some of your teammates off the court in order to mesh on the court. And I think we're getting to that point. I've only been in New Orleans 11 to 12 days. I've played 6 or 7 games, you know what I mean? So it's hard to go out to eat. It's hard to do those things when you're playing back-to-backs. But when the season slows down on the road, I think that's when camaraderie is gained, doing those little dinners, being able to kind of talk through not just how we can be better together, but just like basketball in general. We both love basketball, really loves basketball. We watch League Pass all the time. So being able to kind of talk through what we see out there, and then it helps when I learn the plays, you know what I mean? When I can call plays and kind of go through that process. I think that also. I'm a food guy at heart. I miss my chef. Shout out to Chef George. He'll be coming soon. But I started with a dozen oysters, East Coast, West Coast. Love a good oyster. You put the lemon on there, a little bit of hot sauce, depending on the type of guy you are. I went with the Gem Caesar salad, no cheese. Dairy doesn't treat me the best, historically. Swordfish over couscous. Side of French fries and ranch and ketchup. You gotta reward yourself for your hard work every now and then. I think Grant Hill said 80-20. I'm like a 90-10 guy, but like French fries is my happy medium. So like 2 days a week, I gotta have French fries at some point, or I'm just not gonna be happy. Finish that with some tea, a chamomile mint tea with lemon and honey. Love lemon and honey in my tea. Willie went for the donuts. Brandon went for the sorbet. Generally, I would drink the sorbet or eat the sorbet, but I had the French fries with the ranch and ketchup, so I didn't get the dessert. That's tremendous. I have a list of over 100 restaurants and counting that I look forward to going to. I said I gotta have French fries once a week. So if I don't eat my French fries, I just gotta go out to eat once a week.
What did you say? B.I. chose the wine?
I chose the wine. I chose a cab, a Boulder cab, which I have. 2017. What was it? 2017. I had them decanted. They told me it was a 15 on the menu. They brought me an 18. I was like, bro, like you said, it was a 15 on the menu. They bring me an 18. So they end up settling on a 17 with decanted. The rest is history.
And just, I don't know how to follow up on that, but I mean, just what do you think about just where you guys are right now going into this particular plan, obviously it's the time off, allow everybody kind of take a deep breath and you know, get back to work for them, but not waiting to you as a whole.
I feel like we're in a good spot. It's always nice to have a break and be able to hit reset. You know, you have All-Star break, everybody can go vacation, be with their families, see their loved ones, decompress, get out of the rigorous routine of preparation, the intensity that goes into performing. Just kind of relax. It was nice for us to all kind of relax. I got to see my family, to see my mom and my dad, my baby and my wife, which was nice to kind of like reset, understand like what you're doing, what you want to accomplish, but also take that time to kind of take a step back. Then we had some practices, which was great. You know, go through some stuff. We were competitive, getting up and down, going through plays, going through personnel, figuring out each other, and then you kind of bring that all back to playing games. We played well tonight. The Suns are on the back-to-back, so I know that's tough coming out of the break. But we did what we needed to do to get a win, and now we got to build on that.
And last one for me, I think a lot of Pelicans fans have kind of been running with the quote put on the IG post, Bloom was the plan. Where did the idea for that one kind of come? What's the significance for that quote?
Actually, we had a dinner for the Players Association, and a fellow who I actually met that night, you know, we were talking about New Orleans, and I was telling him how I liked it. My family's going to be coming out soon. I'm used to, you know, rain, and that it was like 72 degrees, and I just couldn't believe it. The sun was shining like all day. It was just wild to me. And I was just thinking like I'm gonna be able to walk my dog and like take my baby in the stroller and like walk around. We were just talking or whatever. And he was like, I'm really happy for you. You know, you're in a great situation. And he was like, you know, I always say, you know, bloom where you're planted, and you surely are blooming, and you're planted in a great spot. And I just thought about it. I'm gonna put that in my phone. And you know, next thing you know, just felt like the right thing to say at that time. And I'm trying to bloom where I'm planted, and I think I'm doing that.
Got a couple of good questions.
Hey, CJ, these last two games in the starting lineup, it's been kind of non-traditional with Jackson and JV. Just, you know, what do you think about the size you guys have thrown out there? And like, you know, what is it just like with that five on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting used to each other. Obviously, with me coming in, the way I play is different. It's probably not what they're accustomed to. So we're kind of figuring each other out slowly. Having 2-footers out there, you know, from a spacing standpoint, they're kind of figuring out who's diving, who's rolling, who's popping. Obviously, matchup wise, you know, big fellas having to guard guards. I think he's doing a really good job. But I mean, all in all, I like the production that everybody is bringing to the table, including our bench. Everybody played hard. And, there was a lot of, you know, plus minus pluses tonight.
Hey CJ, it's Andrew from ESPN. This 3-game stretch and even this 5-game stretch, it's one of the best of your career. What has allowed you to be so efficient in scoring in such a short time with these new teammates?
I think it's just a credit to preparation. The way I take care of myself, the way I take care of my body, how I approach the game. You know, flying in, you know, playing Miami after landing at 12:30. You know, that was probably a tough situation for me, but I wanted to see what it was like to play against one of the best defenses in the NBA while not knowing any plays. And I think progressively, I've gotten better. I've gotten more comfortable. But it just stems from the work. I think we got a great development staff. I get my work in. I take care of my body. And although this is, you know, one of the best stretches of my career, I just think I'm getting better. The role that I'm playing is different than the role I've played in the past. I play an efficient style of basketball. I'm an aggressive player who can get to spots on the court, and you know, it doesn't matter what jersey I'm wearing. I'm gonna be able to still get to those same spots, and the basket is still 10 feet. And I think I've just continued to be the best version of myself. I'm being honest.
I think you did. CJ.